Now, with the threat of North Korea always looming in the background, the South Korean government has announced plans to increase its defense budget for next year. For the first time, it exceeds the 40 trillion won mark. That is nearly $37 billion. For more on how the funds will be used, Jung-hee reports.
South Korea has increased its defense budget for next year by 4%, beefing up missile defense capabilities amid growing nuclear and missile threats from the north. The Ministry of National Defense announced on Tuesday the government has set an unprecedented amount of more than 40 trillion won for defense. That translates to roughly $36.5 billion. Of that, around $11 billion will be spent to improve the country's weapon systems, a 4.5% increase from this year's budget. South Korea is developing its own missile defense systems, namely the Korea Air and Missile Defense System, or KAMDE, and a kill chain system, both of them expected to be deployed by 2020. And $1.4 billion will go into these projects. The budget for KAMD rose by 40.5%, topping $480 million. KAMD is being designed to tackle missiles flying at low altitudes of less than 40 kilometers, as opposed to the THAAD system, which targets high-altitude missiles. On the other hand, the budget for the kill chain dropped by 8% to over $1 billion, as it is on its final stage of development. Through these two, Seoul expects to identify and preemptively destroy Pyongyang's missiles before they're launched. For the LSAM system, which aims at intercepting ballistic missiles flying at altitudes between 50 and 60 kilometers and currently being developed as part of the KAMD projects, the government allocated $103 million, which is a threefold increase from the budget this year. But the biggest increase is found in the country's ongoing development of homegrown combat jets, known as the Korea Fighter Experimental or KFX program, which rose to $270 million, or about 4.5 times the amount this year. Jung-hee, Arirang News.